Hey, and welcome to Fit Me Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. So welcome to Fit Me Turo Fitness Podcast. Today's episode, I'm talking about how to go from shame to self-acceptance and navigating body positivity. As this is a topic I recently have talked with actually a couple of people how they just can't stand or they can't see them anymore from mirror and feeling kind of shame when looking into a mirror. And because this is a topic that so many people are struggling, but so few people are talking about this. And I thought that this would be a great topic, and hopefully this will help you. And with this in this episode, I'm providing practical strategies and a couple examples from my clients how they have been able to shift their mindset from shame to positivity, and hopefully it helps you too. And if it does, I really would appreciate 5-star rating in iTunes and Spotify, as those are helping so much with the reads. And if you have already done it, huge thank you for all those who have been already doing it. So this is recently I talked with Beth, who was also part of my podcast guest, or she was participating, and we have been working now a long time. And she had a kind of that professional situation that was a stressful situation at work. There were potential layoffs, which obviously affected her stress levels and also body image. And those stressful situations, she was always feeling like that, okay, now there was a stress. She didn't have time to work out. And that affected like that. She started to feel like that she had lost all strength. She started to see it in the mirror, how muscle is disappearing, or she thought that it's all gone, and now all hard work is kind of away, and that she doesn't see anymore that defined body what she used to see. And she still felt like that there is that kind of fat what she didn't want to see, and she just didn't feel good in her body. And also these were things like she initially struggled. And then when we talked, she started to shift her mindset a little bit about thinking like that was obviously body image issues. You are not happy what you are seeing. And it's kind of like in a Bet's case, like, of course, she's using social media. She have a kind of figure she would love to look, and she's seeing Carrie Underwood was her kind of body type or person who she would love to see. And when we talk like that, if you really think about it like that, let's say example, Carrie Underwood is a professional singer. I assume I'm not any specialist. I just happen to know that she's singer, but I don't even know exactly how she's looking, what she's posting, not following her in social media or anything. But think about, I guess, if you are following some influencer or a famous celebrity in social media and you see how amazing that her body looks, she might be same age than you. And then we were talking like that, if you think like that, what is the reality of some celebrity and versus your situations? You might be just in a normal regular work, trying to work out, trying to take care of your family. And the difference is that all those professional celebrities, that's their job. That's their job to look good. They have a team who is using all kind of filters, AI tools to work with those pictures. They have perfect lightning in all pictures, and when you compare yourself with those professional pictures, professional celebrities who is basically whose job is to look good, and was obviously that is how they might get. Obviously, even it's a singer, physical appearance is big part of being celebrity, and if you compare yourself, like you have to think that you are comparing yourself against professional, and not only one professional but whole team of professionals who is behind that kind of brand, what they are creating, and imagine what kind of filters, like you don't probably even know how to use some filters, because it's so easy in 2024 2025 to work those pictures, use some, like there were times that you could use Photoshop. Now you can get, even for videos, you can change the whole body you are looking. And I guarantee if you get some celebrity, oh, okay, they might look still pretty okay if they are waking up in the morning, but they don't post pictures when they wake up in the morning, look into a mirror, and without makeup, without perfect lighting, without perfect angles, because they, most of them, like 98% of them, they are posting only pictures when lighting is good. They have had like a, you could do a couple push-ups or some exercises, your body looks more defined, and you start to compare yourself with those kind of situations and persons and images, and it there's no wonder how you are going to feel about yourself when you see those pictures. But if you would see how they look in the morning, how they look in situations that they are not very prepared, or those pictures are not professionally edited or worked, it's totally different reality. And the change for Beth was stopping to compare herself with those celebrities, and she started to, and not thinking like that how the way how she should be looking, but more focusing on her workouts, and thinking like that what she have accomplished, because she have accomplished amazing things within the past 12 months, 18 months, and that is amazing progress, and that is, always keep it in your mind that the only person you should compare yourself is yourself, and where you have been, what you have been able to accomplish, and often those kind of feelings of gratitude, that those make huge difference. And in a bit like especially the way how we look, because it would be a lot easier to get yourself to look the way you would like. But I always love to use this example, how if you could choose, if you could choose only one of these two things, like that either you are looking and seeing in the mirror the perfect version of you, what you would say that, wow, this, I'm looking amazing, or you would see the person, or you would feel the person who you think you should be looking at, that you would have a lot more energy, you would have more confidence, and because there is it's almost impossible to get get the both at the same time, or it's very challenging, because you don't know from pictures, you don't see how they are feeling, what kind of diet they are, maybe they are starving, maybe their mental energy is very low, and but in the pictures you look amazing, maybe they are starving themselves, so they don't have any enjoyment in their life, and those are kind of things that you have to think that what you would choose if you could choose only one. And most of the people say that, okay, I rather feel confident, I rather feel that I have good energy levels than in getting that perfect look and looking only pictures. Because if you feel like a shit, and but you look amazing, that is not for most people, it's not the, unless it's your job, that is not the situation you actually want to be. And for Beth, it was the change was to focus on seeing her workouts. And for so many people, what I have been lucky enough to work with and become friends, it's the mindset shift when you start to focus on in your workouts, not to work out because you want to look in a certain way, but to focus on simply getting stronger. Because once you get stronger, it's not that, especially most of the women, they are scared of doing some kind of resistance training, strength training, because they are scared that if I do this, I might get too bulky, I get too muscular. And from somehow you have still that image of a bodybuilder. And that now if I start to lift heavier weights, uh, I might end up looking like a bodybuilder. And this is that's a wrong attitude, because it's there are so many people who are trying to get stronger. They use maybe even some steroids or something, and they are still not able to get that look what they would love to get. And it's funny how even those like what you might think kind of bodybuilders or strongest women or men in the world, they still struggle with that body image, because they see exactly the same way, because there are very very few people who are looking into a mirror and they actually like what they do. But if you shift that focus on your kind of uh, workouts, what you are able to do, how what your body. I will talk about it a bit later more, but when you shift that focus on what your body is able to do instead of how it looks like, that's going to be the game changer. And it was for Beth also when she started to track her progress, and not only your scale weight, because that is probably the worst way you can track your progress. If that is your only way to track your progress, is that you step up on the scale every once in a while, that's the best way to guarantee that you will feel frustrated, because that is something that you are not, it's not fully under your control. Like it's relatively easy to get scale weight going down, but nobody's asking how you are doing. Like, okay, simplest way is always, I always love to say that, okay, how much you want to lose? 5 kilos. Okay, if we cut your arm off, that's a 5 kilos. If it's 1 kilo, maybe your hair, it's an easier task, or even your other leg. So you get scale weight going relatively, like it's obviously the painful option, but it's not that hard. Or you use kind of methods. If you cut your carbs, you are losing a lot of water weight, as your body is storing temporarily a little bit less water. But soon as you eat carbs again, you are gaining scale weight, and it might lead that you are in a calorie deficit. You are losing also a bit of body fat, but it's not going to be, or you are restricting or reducing your sodium intake. Those are all kind of things that are storing water in your body, and they are getting your scale weight going down. But if that is the only way to measure your progress, is it's going to be so frustrating. So please do track your progress, but take many other ways. Like Beth was starting to track her workouts, aiming to improve her strength, aiming to add every week, every second week, every third week, little bit weight of her exercises, and then that shift that shift changed everything. And also taking pictures. I know that people who are struggling with that body shame and image, they are not liking to get themselves getting pictures. They are feeling that I don't like to see those pictures. But they are, especially in the beginning, like you don't need to take them often, but when you take them every once in a while, you see how your body is changing. Because if you see yourself every day in the mirror, from the mirror, it's very hard to uh, see those changes. And then other things. is that when she started to take body measurements, like tape measurements, there you see how your body is actually, you have some other number than scale weight when you take your waist measurements, leg, arm circumferences, hips. So there you see that if you are actually losing body fat, because obviously you are seeing it and feeling it most likely from your clothes too, but they are never kind of accurate. But when you see you have that numeric value, you are seeing, okay, you are doing something correctly. It's working what you are doing. Because what is the worst part is that many people, they think that if, for example, scale weight, you are measuring your progress only with the scale weight, you see that scale weight is not going down, but at the same time, your energy levels are going up, you are losing your clothes feel better, you are losing measurements, your pictures might be changing, but you are not just seeing that difference. And that is kind of the hardest part of as a coach, when you see that you are doing everything correctly and you just would need to keep working, you are making progress, exactly what you wanted, but then one measurement of out of five is not changing. And as you use this only way to measure your progress, you are thinking that you are not actually making progress. Even you are getting stronger, you are losing body fat. Everything is correct except that weight is not changing. So uh, please take different kind of measurements and measure your progress with some other ways than just the scale weight. Other example of one of my client was a male, Patrick. We just talked that he's a younger, he doesn't have too much overweight, but he just realized that he have got some belly fat, and that is bothering him. He's not looking as athletic, despite he's running, doing a lot of cardio exercises, but that belly fat is there, and he used to have. He's now almost in his 40s, and he used to have that athletic body, and now it's kind of, except like he's even practicing more than before, but it feels so frustrating that he can't see himself anymore from the mirror, and thinking like that if this continues like this, because it's not that weight gain haven't been drastic, it's like maybe 1-2 kilo per year, and that for past 5-10 years. And so you have gained maybe 5 kilos in within the past 10 years, and it's not those changes. They are not huge, but they are just, and they are relatively easy to fix with your nutrition, with the way how you are working out, and when you do it, it's going to change everything. And this is also the way, like if you, it's often those shifts what you have to do, they are not some huge that you have to change your whole diet or something. It's just paying attention a little bit on what you are eating, how you are eating, and what type of workouts you are doing, because often more is not always better. Sometimes you have to understand that sometimes it's even less, because it's not only about hard work. I used to be that kind of guy who was thinking that, okay, I can outwork that diet. And that is not the case. But you can achieve amazing results by working smarter and not necessarily harder. Uh, and other client I recently talked was Johanna, and she we worked initially. It's 2018, I think. We worked 2 years, 3 years together, and she got amazing results. And now she thought that she's now able to keep going by herself, and she was actually doing it. Pretty amazing job. But now, past uh, year two, she got back into old habits, what unfortunately often happens, not for everyone. Some of people they are getting, but then it's just an easy thing. Even you know what you should be doing, is that this is working. And she contacted me again, and said that she loved the way how she felt, how we when we were working. She knows what she should be doing, but she just can't get herself uh, doing the work what she knows she should be doing. And because she said that it's like initially you keep working out, but then at some point you might be a situation that you talk yourself out of doing it for maybe initially it's only for a week, then that week becomes 2, 3, and then it's months, 2 months, and with the nutrition wise, those sustainable changes what you have done, even they were you were doing them for, like she was doing them for 2, 3 years after we didn't work, but then for some reason there was some personal things happening in her life, and she couldn't, or she started to step by step get back into that old master, what she was doing, what was causing all problems. And now she was at the point that she couldn't watch herself anymore from the mirror. And even she knows that what she should be doing is that she needs some kind of accountability part, especially now in the beginning, even she knows, but just getting started with the workout, that somebody is checking up with her, making sure that she's doing those things. She have a plan. She knows exactly what to do. And because she said she was in a situation that she knew that she couldn't see herself anymore from the mirror. And it feels so frustrating, but she was kind of that frustrated that she said that, okay, it is what it is. And I can't do anything. You are like kind of helpless. And it's already kind of so bottom where you hit that it feels like that it's not even worth of it to try, because she had a background, she had done all the diets what you could have, and she knows that it's so hard always to get back into a diet, because you know that you have done it fast. When you have motivation, you have time, you are able to do it, you are accomplishing your goals. But when you are that you miss, there's a busy period of work, family, and you are not able to follow a strict diet, and then she needs for a short period of time a little bit help with just staying accountable for herself, and not necessarily even she knows what she should be doing, how everything was working. And it's kind of I must say I'm happy she chose that route, because even I would love to say that, all of my clients, that once we work together, their problems are solved for the rest of their life. Obviously that is the end goal, but unfortunately that is not how it's working. And we always tend to go back to old habits step by step, even we learn that it's not the sustainable way. And somehow that accountability part is so crucial in this part of the journey, or at least short time in the beginning of your journey, to have to get yourself going and doing the right things, and not kind of wasting your time. So you know that, okay, this time hopefully she's able to do it, because it has nothing to do with your willpower, or how motivated or disciplined you are. Those things, they are overestimated, as it's really about doing as little as possible with the most effective strategies there is, what are individualized for you. And these strategies, they change in all situations in life. So um, then a little bit about the body positivity, because body positivity is something like that. So many people, they are like there are very few people like you can say that they are embracing their bodies, and recognizing that there is all diversity of human forms, and it doesn't matter what size you are, or what your health status is, or how your physical appearance is, because I believe that everyone deserves to feel good in their own skin, and respecting others. And because you never know what is happening with some other person, what things they are going through, uh, how is their mental state, what maybe there is some medication, or you never know. There's so many possible reasons. So if you are finding yourself to talking someone that how she's looking, what happened to her or him. Uh, think that you never know what is happening in other person's life, because those are things that most of the people are not talking about. And just trying to accept it that these kind of situations, this happens. It doesn't mean that they are forever, but they could be short period of time in everyone's life. And they are, all of those things are possible to change. And how to then practical steps how to change it, and just trying to think that body positivity as a mindset, as a and shifting that kind of that focus from appearance to appreciation of your body's capabilities. So if you think like that, if you are able to walk, if you are able to hike, and you are reaching top of the mountain or something like what I love to do, I always have to, wow, I'm so grateful for my body and thankful that it's able to bring me up here. I'm able to do things I love. I'm able to enjoy things what I love. I have a recent cardiovascular health. I'm able to do everything I want. I have energy levels, and this is not if I think, okay, I have maybe some belly fat that I would like to reduce, but in the end, it's things what I'm able to do. And and all those, like I used to think like that when I was younger, especially, and there was a long weekend, you went out, and then on Monday or something, they said it's now I have to punish myself with a workout. Or I had a friends who we went out on Saturday, and then Sunday morning they went to run or something, that you have to punish yourself with a workout because you were not good in the day before or weekend before. And this is such a bad way to think exercise, that it should never be punishment. It should be pleasure to be able to do, and be grateful for your body that you are doing. And when those situations happens, because it happens to everyone, that you end up eating too much, drinking too much, or whatever, what you are not happy about yourself, it's whatever have happened, you can't change it. And it doesn't make things better that you punish yourself, because punishment, it creates that circle that it's always like that. Then you might end up starting to think that if I can't do all these things, or I can eat now, if I then punish myself and I have to make it good again. And this is such a vicious circle to be into. And and thinking like trying to talk yourself, when you say, when you use the way how you are starting to talk yourself, how you are talking to yourself. If you are telling like that I can't, and then like Pet's example was that she said that every time I tell to myself I can't, and then she started to ask better questions from herself, that okay, I can't work out 45 minutes, but how much? Then she asked that, okay, if I can't do 45, how much I can? And those kind of changes, the way how you are talking yourself, it's such a different, such a game changer when you start to use those positivity things, like that. Okay, you might not look the way how you want, which is okay, it's totally fine. But when you start to think that, for what I'm grateful, and thinking more about that gratefulness and practicing it, it might be very challenging, especially in the beginning. But when you start to ask yourself that, what I'm thankful today for my body. And not only because our thoughts, they are negative. For 90% of people, you think 80-90% of your thoughts are negative. But when you start to shift, when you recognize yourself thinking negatively about things, and then start to shift these, like if you get it like that, maybe 70% instead of 90, only 70% are negative thoughts, you are making amazing progress. And then maybe at some point you end up having a 50-50 balance, or even more positive thoughts than negative thoughts. And those are kind of things, when you start to think about it and stop all the time thinking negatively, they are going to make such a big difference for your mental health, the way how you feel about yourself. and shifting that shame from to positivity. And practical other strategies is, like I said, that practicing gratitude. It could be writing down 2-3 things what you are grateful from your body functions, what you are able to do. You are able to open a jar box, or you are able to walk. You are able to whatever you are able to do. It's just the normal things, because there are so many people who are not able to do those things. What you might be able to do, even it feels kind of stupid, but it is what it is. It is true. Then kind of creating those positive environments. So putting it, you could be decorating, for example, mirrors with the positive affirmations, and that inspires your joy, or put it into a place like just writing notes for yourself somewhere in your fridge, or where you see it all the time, that transfers forms then into the places of positivity. You could write, if you hate yourself looking from the mirror, you could write into your mirror some message for yourself when you start to feeling like that. And then obviously other amazing way is to have some kind of community support, accountability for those things. If you have that who are body positive communities, it could be in online, in person, or having some kind of coach who is helping you with your struggles, that you can talk about these things, because most people, they are not even talking about these things. They are just keeping them in their mind, never talking about it. And that is so challenging to come out from these challenges if you never kind of put it out. You just think it yourself and never put it out. So just reminder and conclusion for this episode is that thinking like that, if you remember those stories, what I said, and you don't need to do everything at the same time, what I started, but just think one of these things, what I said, how you could be implementing it today into your body. And this is everyone's journey is individual. It's not linear. Progress is not linear. And it's different. Progress for each person might look different. So don't compare if you are just starting this, you are page 1, don't compare yourself someone who is in page 86. So only person who you should compare yourself is yourself, and where you are, what situation you are, and not comparing with someone else. So if you have any personal stories, I would love to hear from you. Feel free to DM me in my Instagram at personaltrainer_Turo, or email me turo@fitmeetturo.com. I will put links to show notes. And if you have anything you want to talk about it, feel free to reach out. I'm always here for you. So as this episode is coming out just before Christmas, I wish you and your loved ones Merry Christmas. And thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. So thank you for listening, and talk to you soon.
Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you. Would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.